Oftentimes as a journalist, people ask you, where do you get your stories from? The story of the miracle baby, Amy Walker, is one of those stories that just came about. One night I was sitting here at my desk researching a completely other story, and I came across a website, Oregon's Worst Motor Vehicle Crashes, and it lists them by year going back to 1946. And I was just looking at those, and I came to 1970, and all it says is February, Tillamook County, 7 killed, 1 injured. 7 killed, 1 injured, head-on collision, Oregon 6 east of Tillamook. And then the line caught my attention. Lone survivor, 6-month-old baby girl. And all of a sudden I thought, that was 47 years ago. Where is that 6-month-old girl? And what has her life been like since then? But that's all I had to go on. There was no date, just February 1970. I went through, tried to go through back issues of the Oregonian and couldn't find anything. I called state police. They don't have accident reports from that long ago. They were very helpful, but said, you're out of luck. And I finally called the Tillamook Pioneer Museum. I figured they might have some newspaper articles or something from the Tillamook Herald newspaper, the Headlight Herald. And that's when I met Ruby. Ruby Fry-Matson is an expert at tracking down history. When I asked her for help in finding the name and more information about the miracle baby, Ruby was glad to help. So Ruby, when you poured over old newspapers, tell me some of the things you found here.
Well, it's just, first I looked in and I saw the article about, so give me the date of when the accident was. So then I saw this, and I just like to look, and I always look to see if there's any names mentioned, so I could possibly get a contact of somebody that's involved.
And this is from the Headlight Herald, the Tillamook newspaper, which came out once a week?
Yes, once a week.
Okay, so this was a few days after
the
accident. But I think the most touching photo is of the nurse at the Tillamook County Hospital at the time holding Amy.
Yes, she took care of her until Amy's mom came. And she looked like she enjoyed what she was doing. But they do have her leg wrapped here too, so it looks like she might have.
Well, it was later determined when they got back to Portland that I think it was a little more severe, and she spent time, I think, at the Providence Hospital in Portland.
Oh, okay.
Where they kind of wrapped it. And then we had the Oregonian article, but this was just a straight article. You couldn't find any pictures with that.
No, there was no pictures with that. And I don't know if they maybe just took this off of what the Headlight Herald had, whether they actually had a reporter there or if they took it from somebody else.
And then you really learned more about the people who were involved in the accident, their lives, and you found the obituaries for almost everyone that was in the accident.
Yeah. And I tried to track down family members. And so right now, Mr. White's parents are both gone. I think both his brothers are gone. I was trying to track it down with people that knew something about what happened. And this is just the accident. And then I have, this was the young couple. They had just gotten married like January, I think it was.
These are Amy's aunt and uncle.
Amy's aunt and uncle, and she was going to the beach with them.
Right.
And then another couple, I think, was related to Mrs. White. And
it's just so sad when you see these pictures and stuff. It's amazing that 1970, I was still in high school at that time. It doesn't seem like that long ago, and yet look how hard that's been to piece this together. The state records are gone, the accident reports are gone, and all we really have to go on as a historian, when you go, how important, it just shows how important old newspapers are, right?
Yes. And they're talking of, the newspapers are going away now because of everything you can get on the internet. But I didn't get this on the internet. I got this out of the paper, And we have papers here going back to early years. And it's fun to look through them because there's a lot of history here. And, like we have her name, and then in doing more research, one of the deputies on the scene had the same last name as the nurse. So
are they related?
Yeah, so I'm looking, are they related? And is he still living? Does he know anything about the accident? I like doing further research when I find an article.
Well, it is amazing to think that we rely so much on the internet, but when we look back in our past, we really need the old newspapers, don't we?
Yes, yeah, because it gives you history of, okay, what did it cost for, like that one article I found, 3 pounds of coffee for 89 cents, Look how it's grown since now. Or you can see how things were done then compared to how they are now, and sometimes you wonder, maybe we should go back and do it that way.
Right,
And, but it's just, I just like having the actual paper to look at. I mean, this week I got out of a microfilm, but it's still not the same as turning the page and looking and seeing what other articles are in the paper at the same time.
So in a way, your job, in a lot of ways, is like a detective.
Yeah, that's why I like to treat it, because that's what I like doing. I almost got a job once working for an attorney because that's what I like doing, but I didn't do it.
Well, I want to thank you. Your help has been invaluable in trying to tell Amy's story, and she wanted me to personally thank you for helping tell the story, because there's a lot of pieces that are missing, and she's trying to put all that back together.
Yeah.
So
I'll still continue. I want to try to find who was involved and if anybody knows any more about it. Because I'm sure in the 70s we may still have deputies living in this town that were maybe there or would know what happened.
And then when this story airs, we'll probably get some people say, I'll remember. So I'll probably be referring some people to you. I'll take care of that, and you and I will work as a team together to try to piece more of this together.
Get it all together. To help Amy out, I think it'll help her put it all behind her and move on. And
absolutely.
But I'm just thankful she made it out.
Yeah. Out of the one big tragedy, there was a spark of hope that came out of that, and that was this little girl.
Because they found her on the front seat, or on the floor?
Underneath the dashboard.
Underneath the dashboard. So,
yeah, incredible.
Lucky little lady.
Based on the old newspaper articles, I was able to find Amy through social media, and when Amy contacted me, she said, "Jeff Gianola, I've been waiting my whole life to tell my story."